Hey guys, hey! So today I'm coming to you with an update from my surgeon's office, and we gotta talk. You could probably already see I have been crying, and I do that a lot, a lot more than I'd like. So I think what I need to start doing is something that I kind of hate. In a lot of other videos, but I've never really done it, so I'm gonna do it this time, and this is probably the only time I'll do this. Alright, so I started this journey in 2012 at 500 pound plus. I had a death sentence of like 2 to 3 years. I have a big thing of water just fell off my table, and I was like, eh! And all the dogs are like, and then laid right back down. And I'm like, thanks a lot, guys. If that was a burglar, they'd be like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Okay. Go ahead and murder her, but just put out some food for us first, okay? Just change the water bowl, would you? So, anyway, tangent. So, sorry, I've got people texting me in between all of this. Let's fast forward to 2013. My husband had gone into the military. I was living with a friend who was helping take care of me. I was unable to walk. I weighed over 500 pounds. I was having a really hard time even brushing my hair, going to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't stand for very long. My body was absolutely just breaking down. I was on the verge of diabetes. My high blood pressure was skyrocketing. The skin infections were terrible. I finally, after begging, pleading, and, talking to many, many different surgeons, I found Blue Medical Surgery Group, or Blue Surgery Medical Group, or something Blue Surgery in Woodbridge, Virginia. My doctor was Dr. Dodkins. He agreed to finally give me my surgery almost 10 months later. Well, it was technically like 8 months-ish later. I had the gastric bypass. At this time, TRICARE was not paying for the sleeve, so that was not an option for me. So I only had the option of the bypass or the DS, and he did not feel that I needed the DS. Wah, wah, wah. But that's okay. Things happen for a reason. We will get to that. So I had my surgery at 464 pounds. The way I lost my weight, because people will ask, I lost 76 pounds on my own, and it was the hardest damn thing I'd ever done. And I actually stalled for quite a while because my body was just like, I don't want to lose any more than this. By doing Weight Watchers, no more than 32 points a day, because I was high BMI, and it was a lot. Even trying to eat 32 points a day was a lot. I was actually cutting that down a lot by the time I was done. Excuse me. And going to the gym like I do now, except I did it in the pool. So 5 to 6 times a week, multiple grueling hours in the pool, working out, doing lots of weights in the pool. I even hired a trainer that saw me twice a week for like 40 minutes. He would tell me what to do in the pool. By the time my surgery came around, I was already doing more than he could help me with in the pool. But I was still too heavy to walk. My body was still it wasn't ready. So fast forward to November 2013, my gastric bypass. I had some issues with my gallbladder. My gallbladder was about to rupture. It had to be emergent. It had to be removed. It was about to burst. So that happened, and when they were doing the endoscopy afterwards, because I'd had a stricture with my gastric bypass twice, my stomach tried to close its all the way up, as it was healing, and they overdilated it and damaged my stoma. So now that was in November. I lost 130 pounds with my gastric bypass. I am forever thankful for the gastric bypass. I would do it again tomorrow. I don't want anybody to ever think that I am like, nah, anti-gastric bypass. Swear to God, if tomorrow, I was still in the same situation and they were like, do you want the gastric bypass? And that was the only choice I had, I would still effing take it and go through everything I've had to go through all over again to get where I am today, because it has been so much easier. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm downing the gastric bypass. It is still an amazing surgery, and it has helped so many people. Mine just happens to have some issues. So fast forward to 2015. 2015, I finally got to California. In 2014, I finally found a new surgeon here at David Grant Medical Center. I have Dr. Rollins, who is an amazing surgeon, and I love his face. And I know he doesn't watch these, which is probably good, because he'd be like, girl, you crazy. So we talked about the fact that I was down to 330 pounds for a year and couldn't get any further than that. So we were talking about revision options, and all he gave me at that point in time was the distal bypass, and I asked for the band over bypass. So we opted for the band over bypass. Now, I had that done in April 2015. June 2016, I had that sucker removed. That was one of the worst surgeries I've ever had. I had nothing but complications with that bad boy. It was eroding my esophagus. I had GERD again. I had not had 1 ounce of GERD since gastrointestinal reflux. Oh, God of mine. It was so bad. I hadn't had that since I had my gastric bypass. I was constantly eating Tums and Pepto-Bismol and Nexium and anything I could get a hold of, because I would just constantly vomit. So anytime I ate, I would regurgitate, is what I particularly call it. So the band over bypass was not a really good thing for me. Plus my port was flipped. It was migrating. It was hurting me all the time because it was sewed into my stomach muscles. That sucker sucked. It was up towards the top of my stomach. And even when I touch my muscles and stuff now, where that was, they still hurt. I don't know if it's like phantom from when I had that done, but man alive, that was awful. So, had that sucker ripped out last month. Then, I was trying my damnedest to give myself a chance to lose some weight. It's been 2 months. Today I went into my surgeon's office and I am up to 315 from like 300. I have been super diligent. I have worked my ass off. You can see the videos of me working my ass off, guys. Him and I have decided that it's time. It is time to literally shit or get off the pot. Like, I'm just gonna put it that way. It's time for me to make a damn decision, and it's time for me to get on with my life, because I can't stand this anymore. And before I get the multitude of people who tell me, oh, well, your life is so much, better than so many other people out there, and you should be super grateful. Number one, I am very grateful for what I have achieved. Number two, that's none of your damn business. And number three, my journey, my body, my life, my channel, if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't have to watch me, but don't you dare judge me, because you don't have to live like this. You don't have to feel the way I do. And you don't have to go through what I have to try to just keep the weight off. Like, so you don't know what this is like unless you've been through it. So I get messages all the time, or I get little quips or, sarcastic things where like, oh, well, you're only 300 pounds. My sister's grandma's baby's cousin's doctor's dog's, hairdresser, is 9,042.6 pounds, and she wishes she could be 315 pounds like you have. No. And I'm like, that's awful for them. I have been over 500 pounds. I have been there. I have done that. I have the damn t-shirt, which is an 8X, sitting in my damn closet. But that doesn't negate the fact that I'm having pain now, that I am getting out of breath, that I'm gaining weight again, that I don't feel good, that I am tired, that it is time. Okay, so now that I have ranted and raved and screamed and gnashed my teeth and pulled my damn hair out to get people to understand, yes, I'm very, very, very grateful for everything that has been done for me. I am super grateful that I have the opportunity to see this amazing surgeon and that I have had all of this stuff done for me. But my journey is still my journey, and I'm doing what's best for me and what I think will work for me in the long run, because I still have to look at the big picture. So, wasn't trying to offend anybody, but I'm throwing that out there because it needs to be said. Now, back to what I was saying. So in 2015, I also had a panaculectomy done. I was having necrosis of the tissue, a breakdown of the tissue underneath my stomach, where years of infections and issues were breaking down the skin. With as much as I was working out, it was hurting me a lot. My amazing, beautiful, awesome surgeon, Dr. Rollins, took 4 foot of skin off of me, and I've never looked back. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. I don't care if it's straight. Like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Praise Jesus. Thank you, God. I will never say one word about like having my panaculectomy, because I would do it again tomorrow. Now that this video will be long, I apologize, but I've got lots to say, and I'm not a 2-parter person. I'm not like, I'm gonna do like 15 parts to. No, I don't like that. I don't like it, because people will watch one video and then they'll go watch the other, or I don't like that. So you guys get it all in one dose. Now, I went and saw him today. We talked about a lot of stuff. We have decided, my husband, him, I have decided that I'm getting the RNY to DS revision. Now, there are several reasons for this. Number 1, it's because it's my decision. Number 2, it is my body. And number 3, I don't want to have to wear a diaper outside my house or worry about if I have something to drink or something to eat that I need to go sit in the toilet for like 2 hours after I eat, because I have horrific diarrhea with the distal bypass. I don't like the idea that my skin will turn even pastier and whiter than it is now. I don't like the idea of smelling like farts. like I can't help it. I'm 12. Okay, so I can't help but to laugh when I say the word farts. But I don't want my skin to have a sulfurous smell to it. I don't want the idea. Now, we need to talk. So, statistically, when him and I were talking today, the distal bypass in 5, 10, 15, 20 years time, the likelihood of malnutrition, the likelihood of my protein deficiency, the likelihood of vitamins and stuff going terribly wrong is 30 to 40 to 50%. 30 to 40 to 50%. Now, my husband will not be in the military all this time, so I will not be seeing Dr. Rollins 10, 15, 20 years down the line. So that means I'm going to have to be with another surgeon who might not be as educated, who may not know, who may not understand. I might not have good insurance. God help me. A lot of things can happen, and I just don't want to have to deal with that. The distal bypass is hard, okay? The distal bypass is way too hard for me. I'm not doing it. So after getting all of the sponging of the information and talking to lots of people with the RNY to DS revision, that is what I have decided we are going to have. Dr. Rollins looked at me in my, in my eyes, and he looked at me and he said, if there's anybody who is a good candidate for a RNY to distal, RNY to duodenal switch, it's you. He's like, you are dedicated, you know what needs to be done, I will do this for you. So that is what we have decided. Now, We are not sure. I like the proverbial we. We are not sure. Not the Queen of England. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm squirrel. So we have decided that it could be a 2-parter. This is a 6 to 8 hour surgery. So yes, lots of shit can go wrong. So here's what's going to kind of happen. We ain't sure yet until I talk to him again and when he's actually in there. So you guys won't know until my ass knows when I wake up what's really going to happen. So he's going to do his damnedest to do it closed. He's going to try to do it laparoscopically. He thinks he probably can, but like it takes longer. He doesn't want to have to open me up if he doesn't have to, because that causes a lot of other issues and pain and, trying to heal after that kind of stuff. Now, it could be a 2-parter. He may revise my gastric bypass to the sleeve and let that heal for a couple of months, then go in and do the DS. So, that is a definite possibility. It will all depend on what it's like when he gets in there and, how my body, 4 hours in, how my blood pressure is and how it looks in there and, if everything's good. Now, so the reason for that is that he has to revise my gastric bypass into a sleeve. Then after he unhooks all of my happy horse shit in there, he has to give me a DS. So it's 2 surgeries in one. It's a revision from my gastric bypass to just a sleeve. Then it is a revision from the sleeve to a distal. The same, my brain, because I keep, it's the D word, distal duodenal. So it sometimes, so to a duodenal switch. So it is a very hard surgery. He's never done it before. I trust him majillion%. I don't know what a majillion% is, but trust me, it's a lot. My husband is on board, y'all. Like, my husband, my mom's, my people who are closest to me that actually love me and want to see me succeed, see that this is the road that, that I have to do. Now, being that said, one of the biggest reasons is that the statistics down the line, 10, 20, 15 years down the line, the DS has better statistics of keeping the weight off. The DS has better statistics if you take care of yourself with the vitamin regimens and all that good stuff, that you will keep the weight off longer, and that I could possibly get my skin surgery and that I can have a baby. So there are people with the DS revision that have had children and have had skin surgery and are doing just fine and are happy as pigs in poop. So we have decided that's what I'm going to do. And I think if anything in this world, that's not what I meant. If anybody in this world, I think, could do me justice, who could really help me and make sure that I'm okay, it will be Dr. Rollins. So I'm not even scared about it. Like, I'm not even like, oh no. I mean, technically I'm scared about the procedure because, it's a lot of stuff, but my faith in him is not what I'm scared about. It's just that that's a lot of stuff going on at once. So we will see how all that goes. Now, he's told me, you see how, like, my brain is not doing what I need it to today? Guys, I'm sorry. Like, this is the third one I've tried making, and I deleted the other 2, so hopefully I will keep this one, because I think I might have gotten the point across of what I needed to say. So now he's going to block off an entire OR date for just me, because it might take that long. Now, I will be in the hospital for many a day because he wants to make sure I'm okay, and it's probably going to be in October. Because September, he's leaving for a good 2 weeks, like 10 days. And he wants to make sure if there was anything wrong, he would be there for me, like, immediately. He doesn't want anybody else touching me. He doesn't want anybody else to see what's going on. So for me, that even gives me even more reason to be like, yes, Lord, this is the right decision. Yeah, let's do this. So I hope this explains anything. If you have not subscribed to my channel, clicky, the little red button that says subscribe, y'all. I do videos many times a week. You never know what you're going to get. You might get some crying, you might get some laughing. Hopefully you get some inspiration and some motivation, because that's what I try, quote unquote, I try to do. I will be going to the gym today. I will be filming it. But it is still too hot. Matthew is at school right now. I love your beautiful, gorgeous, amazing faces. Please support me in all of this. Please, just understand what I'm going through and know that I'm not, I'm taking what everybody has to say in with a grain of salt, because nobody else has to live the life that I do. And if there's somebody out there who is living like this and is scared to take a leap, hopefully you will find my videos and see that, okay, well, maybe you gotta jump and see where it takes you. So hopefully everything works out wonderful for me. You will get updates when I get them. Hopefully he will, I have to see him one more time so he can give me a bunch of updates. Not updates, a bunch of pamphlets and starting to tell me what we need to do for all of this. Then I will have pre-op and all that good stuff. So I got about 2 months to just try to keep my weight at least around this area, and just get as healthy as I possibly can cardiovascularly, strength wise. The more cardiovascular and the more strength training and stuff I do, the better off I'm going to be in the end. So I'm just going to keep pushing at it, eating the protein, doing what I'm supposed to, and hopefully in the end I'll get where I need to go. Woo! All right, guys, I will talk to you very, very, very soon. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I love you. Bye. Mwah. Bye.